This is the price stability. Second pillar, financial stability. And the third would be efficient payments and settlement system. So I will discuss each and every one in this next slide. So next slide, please. So price stability is achieved through the conduct of monetary policy. Medyo jargon po, no? But I will try to explain each and every important words. So ang keyword po dito, price stability and monetary policy. So what is price stability? Price stability is having a low and stable inflation. On average, prices po ay gumagalaw ng dahan-dahan paakyat. Hindi po biglaan o pagbaba. Okay? Yun po yung pagkakaroon ng price stability. Okay? Next slide. So ngayon po, ano po ang inflation? Kasi sinasabi, ang price stability is having low and stable inflation. Okay? So what is inflation? Ito po yun. Ang inflation po, ito po yung pagtaas ng presyo. Pero hindi po ito presyo ng isang produkto lang. Halimbawa ito, aking iPad. Presyo nito, hindi po ito inflation. Ang inflation po is pag-akyat ng presyo of Consumer Price Index, CPI. Sino pong, I'm sure, from PSA po, ano po ba ang CPI, madam? Ito po from the expert.
So it's the Consumer Price Index wherein meron ng market factor. So actually, nandito yung mga kasamahan na masarap pala yung umaattend lang ng info dissemination because we do inflation dissemination every 13th of the month. So required sa amin yun para maging aware yung public na ano ang inflation. Well, CPI, measure niya, isa siya ng statistical tool na measures yung nakaraang taon, ano ba ang presyo ng bilihin natin compared sa ngayong taon on the same month, year on year.
Yes po. So, yung CPI po is a basket of goods and services po. Ano? Ito po yung usual na ginagamit o pangangailangan ng isang Pilipino. So, including po pagkain. So, ito po yung mga presyo ng pagkain, water, electricity, transportasyon, edukasyon, healthcare, and clothing, among others. Madam, baka meron pa po kami na-miss. Pero ito po yung mga major items in the basket of goods, which is the CPI. So lahat po ng presyo ng mga ito, ina-average, and then ito po yung ini-index. So nagkakaroon tayo ng Consumer Price Index. So now, ang inflation po is yung galaw ng CPI from one period to another. So yun po yung inflation. And ang price stability is hindi po masyadong mataas o mabilis ang pag-akyat ng inflation. Here po tayo. Pag may tanong po kayo raise lang po nila. Okay? So, ano po ang types of inflation? There are two. First would be the cost push. Ano po ang cost push? Ito po yung supply side na mga pangyayari na nakaka-apekto sa ating presyo or inflation. Halimbawa po, meron pong weather disturbance. May bagyo. Ano pong mangyayari sa ating bilihin? Particularly, sa Palawan po, seafood. Maraming seafood. So pag nagkaroon ng bagyo, ano pong mangyayari sa ating seafood? Tataas ang presyo. Bakit po? Yes, ang galing. Shortage. Ibig sabihin po, yung supply po ng ating seafood, maliit. Pero yung demand po, nandyan pa rin, mataas pa rin. What will the suppliers do? They can increase the prices kasi meron pa rin bibili. So yun po yung epekto ng demand and supply. So yung kanilang interconnectedness, which has an impact on inflation. Okay? Now, yung second factor po ng inflation is the demand pool. Ito man po, on the demand side. So kailan po ito nangyayari? Halimbawa po, nagkaroon po tayo ng wage increase. Right? Ano pong ibig sabihin nito sa demand? Siyempre, mas marami na yung ating disposable income. So, mas marami ating demand para makabili. Ang supply, same lang. So, ang demand mataas. Ano pong mangyayari sa presyo? Magmamahal, tataas din, di ba? So, ganun lang po yun. Kapag hindi pantay ang demand-supply, pwede itaas ang presyo. Para kasi meron pa nang bibili. So, yun po yung parang dynamics ng demand and supply on inflation and prices. Alright? So, ngayon po, ano po yung nag-i-influensya ni BSP? Cost or demand? Yung cost po, definitely hindi po kami nakaka-apekto niyan dahil this is, parang ano na po ito whether deserve hindi po namin maapektuhan. Pero sa demand side, dahil ito po yung money supply o kung ilan kung gaano kadami ang pera sa sistema, yun po yung pwede namin influensya. So which is the demand side. Alright? Explain ko po further in the next slide. Now, so how does the BSP promote price stability? Kung nakikinig po kayo kanina, ano po sinabi ko kanina? Ang price stability is achieved through the conduct of, yes po, monetary policy. Alright? So first, I will just have a recap. So prices are determined through the interaction of supply and demand po, diba? So kapag ang supply tumaas, demand maintain, anong mangyayari sa presyo? Bababa. Kasi syempre, konting demand, supply ang dami, bababa nila para bilhin. Tapos sa kabila naman po, kapag ang demand mataas, supply mababa, tataasan. Alright? So clear po sa atin yung movements. Alright? So how does the BSP promote price stability? Ano ginagawa po namin? So first, it is through the conduct of monetary policy. So what is monetary policy? Ito po are actions taken by the BSP to manage the availability, meaning kung gaano kadami ang pera sa sistema, which is the availability of money, and the cost. Ano po yung cost? Ito po yung interest rate. Kasi kaya po siya cost ng pera. Ito po yung papasok ba natin sa bangko, maglo-loan ba tayo, ito po yung cost of money. So yun po yung ina-influensyahan po namin ng BSP through the availability of money and the cost of money. And how? Through the different instruments stated po here in the slide. Hindi ko na po siya isa na napaka medyo technical. But I will focus my discussion on the key policy interest rate, which yun po yung parati namin ginagamit. Every 6 weeks, nagkakaroon po tayo ng monetary policy meetings para po magkaroon ng parang adjustments or movements on key policy interest rate. If you seen in the news po, kapag medyo nakakarinig kayo, tataas ang interest rate. So, nagagaling po yun sa BSP. So, next slide please. Ito po yun. Alright, so, there are two types of monetary policy. One would be expansionary. So, ano po yung expansionary? We are comparing po, para lang po mas maintindihan natin, ang monetary policy ng gripo and tubig and beer. Yung gripo po, yun po yung tool na ginagamit ng BSP. Yung tubig po is yung pera na lalabas sa ekonomiya, which is the payer. Alright. Yung kamay po, yun po yung BSP. Alright. Kung dito po sa left side, which is the expansionary monetary policy, ang ginagawa po is pinapaluwagan ang gripo para medyo mag-flow out ang tubig o pera at dumami ang pera sa ekonomiya. Right? So that's expansionary. Ano pong gagawin namin na key policy interest rate? Tataasan o bababaan para magkaroon ng pera sa ekonomiya? Bababaan. Bakit? Bakit natin, paano, pag binabaan natin yung key policy interest rate, dadami ang pera sa ekonomiya? Paano yun? Okay. Kapag halimbawa po binabaan natin ang key policy interest rate, which will have an influence on the bank interest rates. For example, deposit. Bumaba ang deposit rate. Medyo hindi muna tayo mag-deposit, diba? So, hahawakan lang natin yun. So, ibig sabihin, hindi natin ipapasok at nasa sistema pa rin siya. So, hindi mababawasan. Second, kapag ang loan naman, bumaba ang loan rate, auto loan rate, o housing loan, anong gagawin natin? Uutang, diba? So, kapag umutang po tayo, ang mangyayari nun, kukuha tayo ng pera sa bangko. So, dadami ang pera sa ekonomiya. It will increase economic activity. So, ito po yung expansionary monetary policy. Now, on the other hand, ang contractionary po, kabaliktaran. Kung nakita nyo, konting tubig na lang ang lumalabas kasi hindi pita ng BSP. Through increasing key policy rate. Kapag inikrisan, balikan ko po ulit, kapag inikrisan natin ang key policy rate, ano mangyayari sa deposit? Tataas. So what will we do? We are incentivized save. Magde-deposito po tayo, di ba? Mga 6%. Siyempre, magde-deposito tayo. So, ipapasok po natin yun sa bangko. Pababawasan yung pwede gamitin sa ekonomiya. And for the loan rate, kapag mataas, siyempre hindi tayo utang. So, hindi din maglalabas ng pera ang bangko. So, yun po yung dynamics po ng interest rate on the money supply. Or kung anong ilan po ang pera nasa ekonomiya. Alright, clear po? So, ito po yung monetary policy. Okay, next slide. So ngayon po, ano po ba ang current monetary policy framework? Sino po may alam? Yung mga meron na po engagement with BSP, ano po ang ating monetary policy framework po? Okay. So, we have inflation targeting framework. Ano po yung inflation targeting framework? Ito po yung framework na we are targeting inflation. So, kung ano po yung na-set na inflation target, kailangan po namin masunod. Okay? Now, paano po nangyayari yun? So, the process is, the inflation target is set by the Development Budget Coordination Committee. Ano po ito? Ito po yung committee comprising of 3 plus 1 observer na agencies. So, this is chaired by the DBM or Department of Budget and Management. And the other 2 members are the DOF or the Department of Finance and NEDA or the National Economic and Development Authority. Ang BSP po is an observer sa DBCC po. So pag ang DBCC nag-set ng inflation target, kailangan po ng masunod ng BSP. Okay? So what's the current inflation now? Inflation target, it's 2 to 4% from 2024 to 2028. So every 5 years, nagsiset po ang DBCC. Alright? Once nakaset na po tayo ng, nakaset na si DBCC ng inflation target, the BSP will announce what the target is. Alright? Kailangan po namin i-communicate yon sa market or sa economy, sa mga tao, sa press, through the press. Alright? Now, after announcing that inflation target, ang BSP po regularly evaluates ano po ba ang forecast ng inflation. Kasi nga ang aming mandate is to achieve this inflation target eh. So regularly po, nag-assess po ang BSP kung ano yung magiging inflation para malaman namin ano pwedeng gawin para ma-achieve yung target. Okay? Kasi marami po nangyayari sa ekonomiya, di ba? Na pwedeng maka-move ng inflation. Okay? So, ito po yun. Gumagawa po kami, nagkakaroon po kami ng inflation forecast. Now, once we have that on a regular basis, on a monthly basis, may question po, is inflation forecast in line with the target? Yan po yung tanong namin, every monetary policy meeting. Okay. Pag yes, meaning in line, pareho, inflation target is pasok sa inflation forecast, dun po sa taas, yes, green, wala pong gagawin ang BSP or ang monetary board. Alright. Now, pero po kami ang movements, which is most likely. Kasi nga maraming factors na nakaka-affect. Alright. Ang gagawin po, i-adjust yung key policy rate. Kasi sinasabi ko kanina, pwedeng pataas, pwedeng pababa. Depende po yung current economic environment. Okay? So, we are always using data and relevant information in forecasting. Now, so kapag, depende kung ano po yung movement na ginawa ng BSP, we have to communicate it through various channels. So first is the highlights of the monetary policy meetings, which is in the BSP website. Meron din po ang monetary policy report, nandun din po siya sa BSP website. And we also release press statements. So every after monetary policy meetings, nagkakaroon po kami ng press release o press conference, and we distribute press statements, which is also para sa mga hindi po nasa Maynila, we also publish it in the BSP website. Okay.
Sir, kung may tanong daw, pwede ilista dito.
Clear po tayo, this is the monetary policy framework, which is the inflation target. Next slide, please. So moving on to the next slide, next pillar, which is financial stability. Ito po is the BSP manages systemic risks and promoting a secure and reliable banking system, to ensure the safe and sound operation of banks and BSP-supervised financial institutions. Very important po itong mga keywords ito. Managing systemic risks and promoting a secure and reliable banking system of BSP-supervised.